Welcome to Thursday on Family the Gathering. This is Thanksgiving. Today I want to talk about what I learned from baking bread. Lesson 1. Small things can lead to very large things. It only takes 2 teaspoons of yeast to produce a loaf of bread. In the same way, small beginnings can lead to fantastic outcomes. And small kindnesses can turn someone's life around. So the second thing I learned in terms of baking bread was that process matters. You actually have to go through the steps. You have to add the wet ingredients first, let the yeast proof, then add the flour, and then gradually add more flour. It's not just dump it in the mixer and let it run. There's a process that you have to go through, bit by bit, piece by piece. And even when you're finished mixing it, you still have to dump it out onto a floured counter or pastry board and pound the heck out of it when you need it. Without that process, the gradual adding of the flour, the kneading and all that stuff, you wouldn't get a very good loaf of bread. And so process matters, as does patience. You know, when you make bread, especially a yeast bread, you have to let it rise. And that means, after you pound the heck out of it, you put it in a greased bowl and put it in some quiet, dark place. Your dough needs quiet time. You're going to be tempted to go in and peek at the bread. Don't. Just let it rise. And you have to do that not once, but twice. Because after it's risen and you've punched it down and kneaded it again, you make it into a loaf, you put it in a loaf pan, and once again, the dough needs quiet time. So let the dough have quiet time. Put it back in that dark, quiet place and let it rise a second time before you bake it. Patience really pays off here. You'll get a wonderful loaf of bread. In the same way, sometimes when you go through life, process counts. You just have to go through it. And Rome wasn't built in a day. Yeast bread doesn't rise in 25 or 30 minutes. Patience counts. Patience with other people, and don't forget to be patient with yourself. In the end, you end up with a great piece of bread, and that's wonderful. Just like in the end, we mostly end up with great lives, and that's even more wonderful. So, just a special Thanksgiving greeting to friends near and far, to Rose and Jared, Emily and Kevin, Rob and Tom, Jackie, Jude, my mom, my brothers and sisters, my brothers-in-laws and sisters-in-laws, my nieces and great-nieces, Lauren, my surrogate daughter, Teresa and Monica, my European daughters, and to friends far and wide, and after today, probably wider, happy Thanksgiving from the Barlow family. This has been Family the Gathering for Thanksgiving. Every weekday, a new host, a new video, but always awesome. Happy Thanksgiving.